Welcome to Curious MedHub, where medical science meets curiosity. This is your hub for health facts, myth-busting science made simple. Today, we're tackling a topic that affects billions of people worldwide. It often lurks in the background, showing no obvious signs until it is too late. We are talking about high blood pressure or hypertension. It is a condition that is far more common and far more dangerous than many people realise. High blood pressure, a silent killer explained. Imagine your body is a bustling city. Your blood vessels are the network of roads and motorways. Your heart is the central pump, working tirelessly to send blood, which carries vital oxygen and nutrients, to every single part of that city. Blood pressure is simply the force of that blood pushing against the walls of your arteries as your heart pumps it around. This pressure is essential for life. It ensures that every cell, from the tips of your toes to the top of your brain, receives the fuel it needs to function properly. Without this pressure, circulation would fail, and our bodies would shut down. This pressure isn't constant. It naturally rises and falls throughout the day. It might go up when you are exercising feeling stressed or even just excited. It typically goes down when you are resting or sleeping. This fluctuation is completely normal and part of your body's amazing ability to adapt to different demands. The problem arises when this pressure stays consistently high over a long period. Think of it like a tyre that is always overinflated. This constant excessive force puts a tremendous strain on the entire cardiovascular system, setting the stage for serious health problems down the line. When you get your blood pressure checked, you are given two numbers. These numbers might seem abstract, but they provide a vital snapshot of your arteries. The first, and higher, number is the systolic pressure. It measures the force in your arteries each time your heart beats, when the heart contracts to push blood out. It represents the peak pressure in your circulatory system. Think of it as the maximum effort your heart is exerting. A healthy systolic pressure is generally considered below 120. This top number often gets the most attention, especially in older adults. The second and lower number is the diastolic pressure. It measures the force in your arteries when your heart is at rest, between beats. That is when the heart is refilling with blood, preparing for the next push. It represents the minimum pressure your blood vessels are under. A healthy diastolic pressure is typically below 80. A reading of 120/80, written as 120/80 mmHg, is often cited as the gold standard. Together these two numbers show arterial stress during work and rest. So, when does normal become high? Hypertension is generally diagnosed when readings are consistently 130/80 mmHg or higher. There are different stages of hypertension. Stage 1, systolic between 130 and 139. Stage 1, diastolic between 80 and 89. Stage 2, 140/90 mmHg or higher. Hypertensive crisis, 180/120 mmHg or more, a medical emergency. This is a medical emergency that requires immediate attention as it signifies a very high risk of imminent organ damage. A single high reading doesn't necessarily mean you have hypertension. Doctors will take several readings over time to confirm. Factors like white coat syndrome can temporarily spike readings. Home monitoring can give a more accurate picture. Consistently tracking these numbers helps you and your doctor prevent and manage risk. Understanding why blood pressure matters is crucial for maintaining long-term health. When your blood pressure is in a healthy range, your heart doesn't have to work overtime to pump blood. Your arteries remain flexible and resilient, allowing blood to flow smoothly and efficiently. High blood pressure has earned the notorious nickname the silent killer, and for a very good reason. Unlike many other medical conditions that come with clear, unmistakable symptoms like pain, fever, or a rash, hypertension often develops without any warning signs at all. A person can have dangerously high blood pressure for years and feel perfectly fine. They can go about their daily life, working, exercising, and socializing, completely unaware of the damage that is quietly accumulating inside their body. This lack of symptoms is what makes the condition so incredibly treacherous and why regular screening is absolutely vital for everyone. The silence of hypertension is its most dangerous feature. Because there are no alarms, people don't seek medical help. The condition can go undiagnosed and untreated for a decade or more. During this time, the relentless pressure is silently battering the delicate lining of the arteries. It is forcing the heart to work much harder than it should, causing the heart muscle to thicken and weaken over time. It is straining the tiny fragile blood vessels in the kidneys and eyes. This damage happens gradually, day by day, completely out of sight and out of mind, until a major medical event occurs, like a heart attack or stroke. While many people experience no symptoms, in some cases, very high blood pressure can cause a few subtle signs. These might include dull headaches, dizzy spells, or more frequent nosebleeds than usual. However, these symptoms are very general and can easily be dismissed or attributed to other causes like stress, lack of sleep, or allergies. They typically only occur when blood pressure has reached a severely high or even life-threatening level. Relying on these signs to appear before you take action is an incredibly risky strategy. The best approach is to be proactive, not reactive. This is why routine health checkups that include a blood pressure measurement are so important, regardless of your age or how healthy you feel. Why do some people develop high blood pressure while others don't? It's a complex puzzle involving a mix of factors, some of which we can control, and, well, some we cannot. The unchangeable risk factors are largely determined by genetics and time. Family history plays a significant role. If your parents or other close relatives have high blood pressure, your own risk is increased. Age is another major factor. As we get older, our arteries naturally tend to become stiffer and less flexible, which can lead to a gradual increase in blood pressure. While we can't turn back the clock or change our genes, knowing these risks exist should motivate us to be even more vigilant about managing the factors we can control. Now let's talk about the risk factors that are firmly within our power to change. Diet is at the top of the list. A diet high in sodium is a primary culprit. It's found in abundance in processed foods, fast food and restaurant meals. Sodium makes your body hold on to extra water, which increases the volume of blood in your bloodstream, thereby raising your blood pressure. Conversely, not getting enough potassium can also contribute to the problem. Potassium is found in fruits and vegetables. What you choose to put on your plate every day has a direct and profound impact on the pressure within your arteries. Lifestyle habits also play a huge part. A lack of regular physical activity is a major risk factor. Being sedentary can lead to weight gain, and carrying excess weight, especially around the waist, forces your heart to work harder to pump blood to all your tissues. Obesity is one of the strongest predictors of developing hypertension. Excessive alcohol consumption can also raise blood pressure over time, as can chronic, unmanaged stress. When you're stressed, your body produces a surge of hormones that temporarily increase your blood pressure by causing your heart to beat faster and your blood vessels to narrow. Finally, certain habits and conditions can dramatically increase your risk. Smoking and vaping the nicotine in tobacco products and e-cigarettes raises your blood pressure and heart rate, narrows your arteries, and makes your blood more likely to clot. Imagine a garden hose with the water turned on full blast, all day, every day. Over time, the hose itself would start to weaken, bulge, and eventually spring leaks. Simple, but accurate analogy for what high blood pressure does to your arteries. The constant, excessive force damages the delicate inner lining of these blood vessels. This damage creates rough spots, cholesterol. Other fatty substances, plaque, can easily accumulate. This process, atherosclerosis, makes arteries narrower and harder. That further increases blood pressure. It's a vicious cycle that puts your entire body under siege. Your heart bears the brunt. The heart is a muscle. Forced to work against high resistance, it gets bigger. An enlarged heart might sound strong. It's actually a sign of weakness. The thickened muscle becomes stiff and less efficient at pumping. Over time, this leads to serious heart problems, including heart failure. Heart failure. The heart can't pump enough blood for the body's needs. Narrowed coronary arteries are more prone to blockages. That dramatically increases the risk of a heart attack. A heart attack, part of the heart muscle dies from lack of oxygen. The brain is another primary target. Atherosclerosis also damages vessels leading to and within the brain. A narrowed or blocked artery can cut off blood flow, causing an ischemic stroke. Alternatively, high pressure can weaken a brain artery wall, causing it to bulge and rupture. That causes a hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding in the brain. High blood pressure is the single most important risk factor for stroke. The damage doesn't stop there. Kidneys have tiny delicate vessels that filter blood. High blood pressure can scar and damage these vessels. Over years, this leads to chronic kidney disease, eventually kidney failure, requiring dialysis, or a transplant. The tiny vessels in your eyes are also vulnerable. Hypertension can damage retinal blood vessels, hypertensive retinopathy. Severe cases damage the optic nerve, blurred vision, or permanent blindness. Essentially, no part of the body is safe from the consequences of untreated high blood pressure. There are honestly so many myths and misunderstandings surrounding high blood pressure, which can lead people to underestimate its seriousness. One of the most common myths is, I feel fine, so I can't have high blood pressure. Hypertension is the silent killer, it usually has no symptoms. Feeling healthy isn't a reliable indicator of your blood pressure. The only way to know is to have it measured regularly. Believing you're immune because you feel good is a dangerous gamble. The absence of symptoms is not an absence of risk. Another prevalent myth is, only older, overweight men need to worry. This is false. Risk increases with age, but hypertension affects people of all ages, genders, body types, and fitness levels. Young, slim, and active people can get high blood pressure too, especially with family history or other risk factors. It doesn't discriminate. Assuming you're not at risk because you don't fit a stereotype can delay diagnosis and treatment for millions. Many people also believe, if I'm prescribed medication, I'll have to take it for life. Medication is often long-term, but not always. For many with mild hypertension, lifestyle changes can lower blood pressure so effectively that doctors may reduce or stop medication. Diet, exercise, weight loss medication should be seen as a tool, protecting your body while you make sustainable changes. Finally, the myth. A little bit of salt is fine. People underestimate how much sodium they consume. It's not just the salt you shake on food. Most sodium comes from processed and packaged foods, bread, cereal, soup sources. Even foods that don't taste salty can be loaded with sodium. A little added salt on top of hidden sodium can push you over the daily limit. Become a savvy label reader and focus on whole unprocessed foods to control sodium and protect your blood pressure. The good news is that high blood pressure is highly manageable and you have the power to make a significant difference. Taking control starts with simple, practical lifestyle changes. The first and most impactful step is to overhaul your diet. Embrace the DASH dietary approaches to stop hypertension. It simply means eating more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, fish, chicken, and cutting back on saturated fat, cholesterol, sodium. Next, get moving.
You don't need to become a marathon runner. Aim for 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise per week. 30 minutes brisk walking, 5 days a week. Cycling, swimming, dancing, gardening, the key is consistency.
Regular activity strengthens your heart, makes it more efficient at pumping blood, lowers pressure on your arteries. It also helps with weight management. Losing 5 to 10 pounds can meaningfully lower blood pressure, manage stress. Learn healthier ways to cope. Add relaxation daily, deep breathing, meditation, yoga, tea, AI, chi. Also, spending time in nature, listening to calming music, engaging in a hobby you love. Prioritize good quality sleep. Prioritize mental well-being as much as physical health. Finally, be mindful of drinks and habits. If you drink alcohol, do so in moderation. No more than 1 drink per day for women, 2 for men. If you smoke, quit. It's the single best thing for your heart. The benefits begin almost immediately. By adopting these habits, you are not just lowering a number. Like and subscribe to Curious Med Hub for more videos like these.